Hey, what's up, guys? Joker here. We are back for episode 12, Tech Game Weekly. Actually, the official episode of TGW for the week. I mean, we already had one unofficial episode a couple nights ago, right? That was pretty fun.
Yeah, we did the stream, man. Well, just Joker was streaming. I just jumped in the stream. I was like, hell yeah, let's get this on.
Yeah, I was
And
basically.
that was huge.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I was basically, I was just streaming over on Twitch, just getting ready to play some games, and I had just got on, and then Brian was Skyping to me, and I saw him in the chat that he followed me, and I was like, just
hey,
get on.
what's up, guys? Joker here.
And I've got my audio looping back on me
12,
here.
Tech Game Weekly. Actually, the
So yeah, it was. Yeah, that always happens sometimes. Well, actually, for me, it always happens when I'm playing back the stream. It's looping, so.
Yeah.
But it's
Rookie
not
mistake.
as not as well. It's not as loopy as some things that have happened to me in the past, you know. So. Yeah, but we've got a giveaway to quickly announce, yeah, and then we're going to touch on some hot topics for the week.
Yeah, before we roll on any topics, this is what we mentioned last week at the start of the stream. So if you missed that and you're here now, we do have a giveaway going on. This is for people in the U.S. only, giving away a CaseLabs Mercury S5 case, which I don't have up my screen right now because I'm a noob. I'm bringing it up now, though.
Yeah.
There it is right there. So it's a $260 case, but our model that we're giving away is the fully loaded. So all of these extra options down here, like it's got, I think most of them. It's like at the with all the add-ons and everything, it's like over $350. I know it's got the windows on both sides. It's got quite a few upgrades, so it's like $350 a case, all aluminum case. Gonna be freaking. It's a good thing to win right there.
Yeah, it's a big case, so
You know.
get in with a chance, right? It's just free.
And
All
that-
you gotta do is support the channels that you love. I know you guys love these channels.
Kind of having that
Me.
low, sort of that like low wide body, I think would be better to work, and also for like a test system.
Well, it does look good. Like it does look legitimately good.
It looks
So-
like it looks like a test bed with a top, almost like that case that you have, that test bed with the top.
Yeah, that
But like-
that
but a full
thing's
enclosure.
very unique. Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
This is more like a test bed with a full enclosure, which is kind of cool. 'Cause
Yeah,
your
well,
graphics
I'd
cards are
love
gonna
to
mount
get a
vertically.
hands on. Yeah, does look pretty freaking sick. So I'm liking what I see with that. So all you gotta do, guys, is just click on the subscribe buttons, and then you can get extra chances by subscribing to Twitter feeds as well. So if you haven't already, go check it out. Even if you even if you don't live in the States, just sign up. You know, then you give it to your friend who lives in the States.
No,
Just
don't
think
do-
about
don't
the
do that.
possibilities.
Don't listen to Brian. Don't listen to Brian.
Think about the possibilities.
Well, the
So-
link is down below in the description if you guys want to sign up for that. So be sure to
Yeah.
check that out in case you haven't already. It's being hosted
Yeah.
between Brian, myself, RandomFrankP, and then TimmyTechTV is the actual lead host on it. He's the one sending out the case.
Yeah. He deserves a big shout out because he's the one who initiated the whole giveaway, yeah.
Yep.
So really big thank you to Timmy Tech.
And see, it's funny because like literally right after we did that, now Jay's 2 Cents, Kyle, Paul, and Hardware Canucks, they have a big 4-way giveaway going on, and it happened like 2 days after this one. So they're copying us,
That'd
man.
be huge.
We're trailblazers.
Well, hey,
We're
We're
trailblazers.
setting the trend, man. You know, but I'd love to get my channel to the stage where it was like monthly giveaways or something. That'd be pretty cool.
Like monthly graphics card giveaways, like that level of like tech, like graphics cards, monitors, good shit.
Yeah, just something that your subscriber base would be like, hell yeah, it's giveaway time again. So not to be.
You
Because
could-
like I mean I know every time I enter a giveaway and someone else wins, I'm kind of got that feeling.
You know what you
Like-
could do is you could do giveaways over the course of an entire year where every month you give away a different part for a PC. So you start like with a case, next month you give away a motherboard, next month you give away a CPU. That'd be
See, that's a good idea, yeah. And then the last month when you start running out of parts, you just give away like a USB
Games.
pen drive.
Well, towards the end of the year,
Oh, yeah.
because there's so many good games coming out, that's when you give out some games. Like, all right, well, we're all
Okay.
done with the case. Now we need some games to go in this PC, so we're gonna give out some games. Gotta give out them games.
See, guys, Joker is an ideas man. This is this is this is why Tech Gaming Weekly works. So yeah.
This is how all of our conversations go. I just like tell Brian like
Yeah.
mind blowing ideas. Like that's a good idea. I wish I thought of that.
Yeah. That's a good idea, mate. Why didn't I think of that, mate? But on to other crazy news. AMD reveals the Radeon Nano.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
And
man! You've been in
oh,
Australia a week now, man. I want to know what's going on in Aussie.
okay, yeah, just basically not much. I went to the casino, lost a bit of money, not too much,
Would you play
because
blackjack?
yeah, but I got like the worst streak of luck ever known to man,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's like I'm done after this. So
So that's why you got to
Stop.
stick to the poker rooms, man, because you only beat yourself in there.
Yeah, true, true. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Captain Hindsight, you know, he comes in and he's like, "Yep, should have stopped gambling. Should have cashed out when you're up on money." So I mean, one stage I was up
Very
like
true.
a couple $100. I don't know, but yeah,
I
gambling's
know-
frustrating.
Yeah,
so.
it is. I know that feeling, especially even with poker, which I usually make money at. It's like when you do lose, you're just like, why didn't I? I was up. All I had to do was stop right there. I was up. I would have been driving home right now with a pocket full of cash. I would have stopped and got some food. You know, had a nice
That's
ride
it, eh?
home and chilled out.
Well, the night before, see, we won a bit of money the night before because there was this Chinese dude, and I could tell he was counting cards, you know, because he was hitting, and the way he was winning money was there's this thing called perfect pairs, like the casino we have, and if the blackjack hits the pair, or even if it's the perfect pair, same suit, then you win like a truckload of cash. And just the way he was betting on perfect pairs, I was scratching my head. I'm like, okay, so you're betting like periodically on perfect pairs and like you're usually hitting all the time. I'm like, the chances of hitting perfect pairs is ridiculous. And this guy's just like putting $5 down, like, yep, thank you. Like, I'm just, I'm just like, so we started betting a few on top of him, and he looked at us like, shit, these guys know what we're doing. I'm know what I'm doing. So like we won we won a perfect pairs, and then like he bailed. That was the night before. It was pretty funny. So just watch people. That's all you got to do. If you're smart at blackjack, you just watch someone, and then you look at him and you see that he's counting cards, and then you win off him. But I don't know if would you get banned for that? I don't know if you'd get banned from the casino if you were betting on someone that was counting cards and
I think you.
he
Could.
was an associate. Yeah, true. Actually,
I mean,
yeah,
it's not
sounds
really.
like you
It's. I mean, well, at least in the states, I know it's not a law, so they can pretty much enforce whatever they want. They can pretty much kick anyone out of the casino they want here. What's it like
Yeah.
over there? Like that, like the casino situation. Is it like,
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like Vegas, like really big, or is it like a small like local casino, or what?
Well, it's like it was kind of big, and then they've sort of dropped the area that the tables are on, so it's kind of like just more flooded with pokies nowadays. I really don't like. I'm not a big fan of pokies. I'm a big fan of
What's pokies?
just tables. Ah, like poker machines.
Oh,
We call them pokies. Yeah, and just like you go to the casino now, it's just like poker machines everywhere. It's like because I want to play tables. Like I always want to play tables when I go to the casino.
yeah, I don't like machines.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, I can play that shit from home, right? I can jump on the internet and freaking gamble online. Same freaking thing.
Yeah, that's
It's
what
like I want to interact.
That's what I do most days.
So-
I play poker online, and like every few weeks, I'll just go down to AC. You should ride on down to AC. I was just
Yeah.
I was just there
See-
like a week and a half ago.
Yeah?
Yep.
Win or lose?
Win.
Oh, sweet.
I almost
Yeah.
always win playing poker. I just stick to poker, and like if I have to go, I go there in a very like work-minded mindset. Like my friends will go there like to have fun, and I'll just like walk off, just like see you guys in like 5 hours, and I'll just go sit down. I'll just go sit down and play poker and just stare straight ahead for 5 hours and just walk out with like twice or triple the money. It's
Shit,
it's
man.
really easy to me. I just pay attention to the cards and pay attention to the people around me. I just find it easy. As long as you don't let emotions get involved, it becomes very easy to make money in poker.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's all.
moment-
I do let my emotions get that better of me. So that's
'cause,
why I like
the moment I start getting like if I get like upset, like if I get upset by a hand, like if I lose a hand I should have won, like it'll start to like eat at me, like, and if I don't get up and walk away, I'll wind up then betting on stuff I shouldn't. So like, but I try to watch out for signs and try to, you know, it's very hard because I'll like start to feel like hot coming up my neck, my ears will start burning, feeling like they're red hot, like I'm just like frustrated, pissed off at this point. I'm just like, I just need to get up and walk away. Just like get up and walk away, come back, and then play. But
Yeah.
don't always do that, unfortunately. Sometimes it gets worse.
Yeah, shit, eh?
Yep.
Well,
But,
damn. But
anyway,
yeah, but other than that,
you want to
well,
talk
other
about this
than that,
Fury?
not. Yeah, we'll talk about this Fury. We'll get back to tech. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, we like having the little intros, little feel about
yeah,
the
but it's
real
good.
life
It's
stuff.
good. You got to talk about what's going on in life. You know what I mean? Everyone's got to find out. So
Yeah.
they got to know if we're mentally stable to do the tech. So my mental stability is okay this week. So
And a happy bank account is a happy techie. At least
that's it.
leaving the casino.
Well, at least for Joker, anyway. So.
Well, yeah.
All right. So anyway, AMD reveals the Radeon Nano gameplay benchmarks with an S there. So I'd like to focus on the benchmarks, and then we move down. So you want to take this away, or you want me to take this away?
Well, I'll let you take it away. I just want to say that for just to lead into this, I'm against any hardware company releasing their own benchmarks pre-launch. I just know that's like Konami reviewing Metal Gear Solid 5. That is like Ubisoft reviewing the new Assassin's Creed before it comes out. Of course you're gonna
Yeah.
you're gonna show it in the best state possible. Well, and we
So
see
yeah,
they can't be
well-
trusted with it.
Well, my biggest gripe with all this is we already seen what they did with the Fury X. It's beating a 980 Ti in the Titan X, was it? In every single scenario. And I looked at the benchmarks. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
It was like
'cause when I
it was like incrementally the same amount each one, right? It's like just a
Oh, well,
couple
one
frames.
game. I forgot. One game, like Crysis 3 was just beating it by a little bit. And then it was, I think Witcher 3 was beating it by a lot. And it's like, no, that's like you got an NVIDIA game losing by a big margin. Then you got Crysis 3, which is a game that favors AMD, losing by like winning by a little bit. So it's like the benchmarks didn't even make any sense to begin with.
Yeah.
And then when we look at these benchmarks, all we got here is just 3 bars. Like no precise numbers, and then just Hawaii.
If you just below it, we know that they were testing Far Cry 4, but it doesn't say that
Yeah.
on the graph though. But it does say just below in the paragraph, so that's what they were getting.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Oh yeah, as for the R9 290X, I mean that's the last gen card too. I thought they had power efficiency on the 3 series. They upped that a little bit. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out these benchmarks they're sloppy. Like why even put Hawaii? They should just put Hawaii pizza on the benchmark. For all I care. Like if you can put exact numbers, put freaking. I don't know, but anyway, I'm sure we're gonna have some AMD freaking White Knight come in the comments section. You're just an NVIDIA fanboy. Oh.
Probably. I mean,
freaking shit.
I don't know. This card's interesting for it's definitely Nvidia really doesn't have anything to compete with it at this level. Not like this. Not where it's like basically up near pretty near to Fury performance. Like the regular Fury, not the Fury.
It's a good
X.
design. I love the design. I love the concept. I just think, don't we already have a GDX 970 that's
Not like
mini ITX?
well, this is basically like almost like a Fury. Pretty much like a Fury,
I thought the performance wasn't going to be
Like not a Fury X.
anywhere
Well, I mean,
near
you
as
could
good.
see the Fury X there is getting around like 42 frames, 43 frames around there. And
Yeah.
the Nano is getting around 33. So it's like 10 frames less. That's like a Fury or a 390X type performance.
Yeah, and then you've got test scenarios. Was this tested in a mini ITX case? Arguably what you're going to be testing it in, right? Because, with that, just a little fan on it and stuff, I'm sure in a mini ITX case, it's going to have a harder time cooling it. So, again, I'm going to wait until we've got independent review sources that can test this thing. And especially, I think its competition will be the GDX 970 Nano, the one that they've got
What do you think
going
about
for them.
the power efficiency they have, though, here for the HBM versus DDR5?
It looks good. I mean, the
42%.
performance per watt. Yeah, I mean,
42%,
definitely,
is that what it is? Percent?
Yeah, they've definitely got a big upgrade with HBM in terms of power efficiency for their architecture. But still, when it comes to frame for performance per watt against NVIDIA, they're still sitting just a little bit worse, aren't they? A little bit worse off.
I don't know about
So, It's something that they've got to get on their game with, but yeah, like I mean, I'm looking forward to the Nano. I just don't like how they release these results. I mean, especially because we know that they've had Nano for so freaking long. Like they had a concept one when they released the Fury X, yeah, and the Fury and just the normal standard Fury.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just scratching my head, like, okay, AMD, what are you guys doing?
Well, I think, I mean,
You
I'm
know,
excited to see this for the small form factor. That's kind of the position I'm in on it.
yeah, definitely, especially with Steam boxes, coming a popular thing. A lot of people getting into mini ITX rigs. I definitely think the concept is good, and I like the concept. I think it looks sexy
Yeah,
as well. I will
a lot
state
of people
the
are a
car.
lot of people are doing living room PCs now, man. They want something small, they want something power efficient and cool and quiet, and that's
Yeah, and the card looks freaking hot. Like it's a good little hot little card. Like looks
yeah.
good, man.
I like the look of the reference coolers they did this time around, and even on the Fury X. Even though I didn't like the water cooler on it, but I thought the card itself looked
Yeah.
really good.
It did, yeah. I thought they did a good job this time around. Otherwise, on the remember the R9 290 launch, that was just a face palm. I thought those coolers looked terrible, but these coolers that looks amazing. That cooler, the concept looks good.
Uh-huh.
So I just wish they'd just give it to independent resources and just let them review it. I mean, honesty is everything, especially in a community. Like I've said countless times, we're all wired in now. There's no reason to spin bullshit, you know.
Yep.
So that's just my thinking with that. So we got Intel. You want to move on now to Intel, or do you want to say anything else on the Nano?
No, not on the Nano, but I did want to say to people in chat, they were saying my mic was low. Thank you for letting me know. But people on TeamSpeak have actually been telling me that all week, and I just kept adjusting my gain, or they were adjusting my levels in TeamSpeak. But now, after you guys said it in chat, I was like, you know what, maybe there's something to this. So I checked my volume levels here, and my volume on my mic was at 50%. So now it's fixed. So it should sound good now. It should sound a lot better.
I can hear you perfectly fine. See these guys in the chat, man. They need a pair of Beats.
You need to,
Oh man, okay, this is gonna be a rolling
Brian,
joke
you
still.
just need to give it up. Apple is not going to be sending you any free Beats headphones for sponsorship. So just cash.
Oh.
You need to forget about that idea.
Yeah, face palm there.
This is
So
this is his master plan. I know it.
You guys just need a pair of Beats. You guys need to go. You guys need to pay like $100 surcharge for headphones.
It was funny, you know, like how people are saying all that shit on the Metal Gear Solid video, like saying like, oh, like I was talking shit against them, and all that stuff. Like I want to derail them. Like, look, like this is how legit I keep it. I'll plug California Headphones, who are a dead company. Their company is defunct. They are worth nothing to me, except they make made amazing headphones. So buy California Headphones, if you can actually find them anymore. Otherwise,
Well, that's it.
Beats.
People say my mic's too loud, so your mic's too low, mine's too loud.
Well, my mic is good now. Now my mic is normal.
Okay.
Your mic.
Yeah. Beats are. I mean, yeah, Beats are bad for the price. So Beats are bad for the money. It's just I'm using them because they isolate the noise so it doesn't reverb through the stream. Let's go with Intel will support FreeSync standard with future GPUs. So this is interesting because of when you start reading into the dirty of the article, it's like this $1.5 billion cash agreement. Intel paid NVIDIA $1.5 billion over 5 years to have access to all their patents and all their technology. But I don't think G-Sync is the main selling point of that $1.5 billion, as I was telling you before. I think that they're paying that 1.5 billion for a lot of like the supercomputing and everything else, getting access to, like, I don't know, but that 1.5 billion, surely that would allow them access to their architecture too, which would put them in an interesting position. I think obviously Intel are going to support FreeSync because their iGPUs are kind of like not that noticeable, and they want to give them a good name, especially going in. Intel are really doing good things with their iGPUs, right? The Broadwell,
they perform fairly well.
iGPUs they kicked ass, man. And to be honest, this is something I'm going to admit. I've been playing Legacy of the Void Beta on the i3 GPU at 1080p. I mean, it's low settings, but it's still decent. I can still play the game. I can still play Dota 2
You know, I could actually.
at 1080p.
I didn't even think about doing this, but I could definitely do something on my Skylake. I should run some gaming benchmarks on the iGPU on there and see what it can do.
You definitely should, man. Like 1080p gaming, I mean, this is a little $160 CPU, and it's running really well. Like, I'm surprised how far the iGPU has come, and I'm actually going to stop beating on it. If you're on a budget, if you're on a strict budget, and especially if you want a gateway graphics until you know what I mean, until you have some money to afford a dedicated GPU, then the iGPU is actually a really good option. I'm surprised this i3 iGPU on it, the Haswell one, I'm playing Legacy of the Void Beta like perfectly fine. I'm like, damn. Like, because I remember last time I tried the Ivy Bridge iGPU and I'm like, yeah, this will bridge me over until I can get my graphics card.
It wouldn't.
And it was just horrible.
Yeah, it can barely do like low. Real. I remember I tried BF3 on that at 720p, and it was just like no. I actually, because I had built my 3570K rig, and wasn't getting my 680 for like another week and a half, and I wanted to just test it out. And I remember I downloaded Black Ops 2, I think it was, and I was playing zombies on that, and I got 60 frames at low, and I was like, this is not terrible. I was like, it's okay. It's like I was trying to convince myself it's okay. It's like, yeah, whatever. Let's just turn that off. I'll go back to my gaming laptop for a week and get better frames on that.
Yeah, well, for me, it was I started up World of Warcraft, put everything on the lowest possible, and I'm running around. It's just like chop, 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 chop. I'm just like, this is not going to work.
It's really meant to run desktop, and that's it.
Well, I then got my, I think at the time, because I was waiting on a paycheck, I was like, no, I just got my brother's credit card and ordered the GTX 670 like ASAP. I'm like, I cannot last another week on these frame rates. This is just like, yeah, so I went crazy. See, and that was at 1080p. So, but now this time the i3 is fine. But yeah, sorry.
Stephen McCraney was saying in the chat to buy an APU instead of an iGPU. But I don't know if you saw the Broadwell and the Skylake benchmarks, but they're beating out AMD's APUs now.
Yeah, the Broadwell's now on top, and this is where we're going with that. Broadwell's now king. It's now
5775C. That thing is a fucking beast.
Yeah, like it costs a lot of money, but it's a new era now. Like Intel hold that iGPU crown now, which is sad. So yeah, with that regard, but this is back on topic here. With Intel, with their iGPUs getting stronger and stronger, and people actually considering them, especially on laptops. This is where I think it's starting to make a big difference, is on the laptop side of things, and especially like they're going to want to support everything. So I mean, they will support FreeSync, but I'm sure NVIDIA will be like, hell, just have G-Sync for cheap. So I'm pretty sure they'll just support both standards. Now, obviously, in NVIDIA, I think the pressure is on NVIDIA to allow G-Sync to be a free thing, especially since it's a standard that's coming in and it's supported by all monitor manufacturers now, and it's getting a big push. I would like to see NVIDIA either offer G-Sync really cheap or just get rid of it altogether. And that's coming from a guy with a monitor with G-Sync. So I do agree with the FreeSync standard. I think it's a good thing. I think there's kind of, I don't know, I don't know about the nitty-gritties of the technology, but FreeSync is definitely working, and Intel jumping on board of that shows that it is a good thing and that everyone wants to support FreeSync. So anyway, have you got anything to add on that?
I think it's good that they're going to just at least have the support on there. I mean, I don't really think anyone actually buys, an iGPU, let alone anyone that's, anyone buys it to actually use it. And if they are the type of person that's going to, buy a FreeSync monitor, which, are expensive high-end monitors, what's the likelihood someone's buying a monitor like that and then gaming with an iGPU? Pretty slim.
Yeah, that's now you put it in that perspective, that makes a lot of sense, right? Like if you're gonna go out of your way to actually take advantage of FreeSync, then you're probably gonna buy an AMD graphics card, right? So like something like at least like an R9 390 or something. So and that, don't get me wrong, those GPUs are still a world in front of your iGPUs. Like we're not even, there's no comparison, right? So, you know, your dedicated graphics card still stomps iGPUs. So, yeah, like that's actually a very valid point you raised. So I think it's just, yeah, I kind of like, yeah, news is sort of any news now to do with anything that could hurt Nvidia seems to be getting just thrown all over the internet now.
Oh,
like
yeah,
especially that
anything,
DX.
anything that can fit in with those tech buzzwords, man. They're just thrown out there. You know, people are searching for them.
Yeah.
They want to hit on as many of those as they can, and it's just buzzword topics. You know, rises right to the cream of the crop on all the news sites and everything.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, yeah, Nvidia does, like, they're definitely under scrutiny. So if Nvidia does do anything even remotely bad, like, you just see everyone like, oh, Nvidia did this, Nvidia did that. So,
Yeah.
but it's pretty funny. Like, I'm just waiting for the next hiccup so I can just lol.
Yeah, I think you know, with this FreeSync versus G-Sync, I think G-Sync undeniably won as far as the efficiency of the technology and how good it is. But FreeSync is a better idea in concept because of it being open source. If Nvidia were to just make their shit open source, then everyone would welcome it. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, see, I agree with that too, right? Especially in this regard, because we've got FreeSync monitors hitting the market now, and you know, Intel are getting on board. So it's like Nvidia doesn't really have a reason other than making profit to not make G-Sync open source now. Of course, they're going to argue that they developed it in-house and all that, but the technology's always been there. They just sort of made it into a box and started making profit off it. I don't know. So,
Yeah, and they were talking in chat just now about the. He was asking about dedicated CPUs, and Oberyn was telling about Xeons. Like, yeah, we were just talking about that on the unofficial stream about the B85 with the Xeons. If you're not going to overclock, how good they are. You know,
oh man,
solid.
that combo for gaming and for like a budget workstation is unbelievable. Like you go get a Xeon 1231 V3, you don't even need an aftermarket CPU cooler. Grab a B85 with 4 slots of RAM. Bang, man, you've got a PCI Express 3.0 there for a 980 Ti. And you're good to go. Like, you're going to be saving so much money. Like, I think on average, we're saving like, what is it, $200 a build by just going with that combo as opposed to a 4790K and a Z97.
Yeah.
And then a CPU cooler. Like, that's a lot of money for like 600 megahertz of overclock. Like, $200, huge. And especially when you're getting a 980 Ti, you're going to 1440p and even 4K, where the CPU matters less. So, I don't know, but yeah. So we got this next one, the Asus PB258Q. Do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, this is an interesting monitor I wanted to show just because it's kind of interesting to see a monitor like this releasing now, because it seems like all the monitors that come out now are like, you know, 27-inch 1440p G-Sync or 34-inch 3440 by 1440 ultra-wide with G-Sync or FreeSync and 100 hertz, 75 hertz, and 4K monitors, and in steps Asus, and they just put out something at a good price with what is meant to be a good display. It's an IPS 100% rated RGB 1440p display. It's only 25 inches. But, you know, it's reasonably priced at $375. And, you know, if you were wanting to do 1440p 60 hertz, there really hasn't been many monitors coming out in that area, you know, recently, like in the last year. So it's nice to see something finally come out for them. And it's frameless. So, I mean, it's not completely frameless. It's probably one of the smallest bezels I've ever seen without just having a glass edge. But that's pretty damn nice. That would be really nice to do as a second screen, I think, for me, because then you're not having that massive break between the two. I mean, that would be a nice second screen, or like you were saying earlier, a triple wide, right?
Yeah. See, if I was going to do surround, it'd probably be 325 inches. That's a hot size for 3 monitors. Like for me, it's if you get 327 inches, I can't even see that in my field of vision. Like 27 inches, like they're huge, man. 27 and 28 inches, freaking huge, especially on a desktop. But 25 inch, that would cut it. Like I think that'd be a great norm for having surround. But
and the pixel density too would be amazing on a 25-inch screen.
Yeah, it would be good, right? It'd be a nice balance. So really, I'm digging these 25-inch monitors, especially there's Asus have released the G257. Is it HU as well? Have you seen that?
No.
Well, that's a U.S. domestic market product at the moment. Like I haven't seen
If
it
I-
released anywhere else in the
I don't know.
world.
I might have. I'm a little bit confused on all the model numbers, so I can't really keep up with all those model numbers.
Well,
So,
you should pull it up, man. Apparently, it's got an even better response time than this.
What
It's
is it?
also
What's the model number?
I think it's G257HU. And it's like $280 IPS. Apparently, from what I hear, it overclocks to 80 hertz as well. So I think that's the cream of the crop, right? In terms of raw value for money for monitor.
well, Asus also
I
has
definitely-
a PLS screen, which is really nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Well-
you've seen that one.
Well, I'm just checking the G257. That's a monitor I've been eyeing
Yeah,
off
it's
for a
the,
long time.
It's the PB278Q. It doesn't have the super slim bezel like the one we were just looking at, and it's $400. It's 27 inches, but it uses a PLS display, so it's kind of like older school style. And that bezel on that just looks massive now compared to that one. Oh, what happened to Brian? Brian hung up. Brian hung up. What happened
Sorry.
there?
Misclick. See, I'm a noob. I
Brian
misclicked.
Brian killed
I'm gonna
it.
be
Rest in
I'm gonna
peace,
straight up
Brian.
be honest. Sorry. There's the link there. I was gonna send IM, but I accidentally hit and call. See, that's Skype needed to change that. I'm blaming Skype for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the Acer there, the
Oh, yeah,
G257HG.
All right. Yeah, I was
That
looking up
is-
Asus. Yeah, I've seen this.
But look at that, $250, man, and you've got 4 milliseconds response time. Apparently, like I said before, people are saying these things overclock as well. That is like,
Yeah, that's.
You
Is this IPS?
yeah,
Sure.
like that's apparently like the monitor to get. I really want to see one of those things in action because I'm like keen to. I've been dying to get one, but they're like US domestic market product.
Huh.
So yeah, like I'd buy one if I were you and just like review it and then send it back. This is dodgy. Don't do that. It's pretty dodgy. Abusing Amazon. Don't-
It's SIPS. I don't know what the difference is there on that.
Well, that's Samsung's IPS, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I've never heard that terminology before. I've never heard of SIPS.
Oh, it's just different terms of
Like,
IPS,
yeah, that is
different grades.
that is a good
There's-
price there. I don't like the bezel, the silver on it, but other than that, it's nice.
No, you could take that off and spray paint it like that. That wouldn't be a problem. So,
I've never messed around with modding monitors like that, except for when I installed G-Sync. That was about it. I like the bezel though. The bezel's not bad.
yeah. Well, I did that with my Korean panels. I just took like one of them had a silver front thing, and I took it off and just spray painted it black so it matched the other one. Like really easy to do. So you probably mod them the same. Like I'm guessing they're put together the same way, where the front bezel would come off easy.
Not bad. I'm looking at the other one now too. The Asus we were just looking at. You look
Oh,
across.
yeah,
the PB 258.
yeah, the MG278Q.
No. The first one we were looking at, the 25 inch.
Okay.
I was
Okay, yeah,
I was
the
thinking.
PB.
I was looking at the bottom of the bezel. See how it's like dots all the way across?
Yeah, what the? I've just noticed that now too.
It's weird, isn't it?
Okay. It's probably for an architect. Maybe.
I don't know.
Like I don't know. I haven't.
That's
Last time
actually
I
that's an interesting thought actually, because if you are doing work like that, you know, like art, even like art stuff, and you need to have like grids, like that's kind of interesting if it has inches and stuff on it. And 25 inches
Well,
would be the
that's-
perfect size for that.
Well, the last time I did see that on a monitor, I believe was like I used to work with some architects, and they were nuts, man. Like they had AutoCAD and all that. Yeah, and they had like they didn't actually have it on the monitors. They had their own like stickers on the monitors. Like they had all, it was weird, but they had like that kind of design. But that's actually really interesting that it comes just embedded into the monitor.
Yeah, and this also
I'm
has
guessing
audio connectors on there. It's got VGA, DVI, HDMI, and DisplayPort, so good connectivity.
Yeah, that's the best selling point of that.
It's a pretty solid
So-
looking monitor. It's good.
Yeah, well, it does look solid.
Yeah.
So I do like the stand too. I must admit, it does look professional.
Yeah. that combined with the really really slim bezel is good.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about the ROG. Is it an ROG? But it's 144 hertz FreeSync gaming monitor.
Yeah.
The MG 278Q. So it's just basically the ROG Swift minus G-Sync plus FreeSync, yeah?
Yeah, it's basically a FreeSync version of the Swift, and we don't know if it's going to ship with all the same problems that the Swift had. Like, I wonder. I'm curious if those come pre-packaged in as well. Like, listed right on the side, it comes with the same problems as the Swift.
Now with 20% less yellowing on your monitor. So,
All they're going to do is reduce that AG coating, and that'd be fine, man. I don't know. Maybe you could take it off. Maybe you could like take a power washer to it and just take it off.
you can if you've you can remove AG coatings. It's a real pain in the ass, but apparently you can do it if you take off the whole panel.
It's like
and then
deglass
you apply
it.
some. Yeah, but then you put some wet tissues on it.
Yeah.
And then you wait until it like there's this technique to doing it, and then it just peels off, and now you've got a gloss monitor. Like I'm really keen to try it one time. Hey. But I might try it with a cheaper monitor first. Because I'd love some, yeah, but I know what you mean. Some AG coatings are just too much. Like, they're ridiculous.
Yeah.
But some hit the mark really well. Like, I thought the Acer with the 4K, that hit the mark pretty well.
Well, one thing about this is that it will have some more connectivity since it's not... I think it looks like it has more connectivity at the back.
Yeah, it's got a lot. Yeah,
it's got DVI, it's got a USB host, it's got a USB pass-through, HDMI, two HDMIs actually, and DisplayPort. Actually, that's probably an HDMI in and an HDMI out. And then headphone and microphone. Still got those really crappy buttons on the back, which I didn't like on mine. I hated those things. You can't like decipher what is what at all. The controller is good. The little nipple back there, you control the menus with that. That's pretty nice. But the buttons themselves were not very good.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Like I was going to hide these buttons.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Monitors. Like my biggest pick of monitors at the moment. Like I'm fanboying Acer at the moment. I think they've got the monitor market down pat. Like in terms of raw value for money.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Their monitors are good. They're hard to compete with.
Are you missing your 4K display right now?
I am, man. Like I've got withdrawal symptoms here. Like
how much longer are you how much longer are you in Australia?
Another week and a bit. Like I get back on the 5th of September. So
not too much longer.
And then I gotta get straight back to work. So it's like
hate that. So it's the worst thing about coming back home is having to go back to work. It's like you need a week to adjust just to being back home.
That's it. So kind of wish I had more holidays, but you know, at the same time, it's been a great holiday so far. So I've been able to do a lot.
Yeah.
So you know, pimp that whole setup downstairs that I had going, and yeah, got to relax a hell of a lot. So it's been good.
Yep.
So do you want to move on to this next topic?
We got
unlock Skylake.
Oh wait, I got that closed down. I don't even have that up.
Yeah, well, it's got a 504 gateway timeout for me. So, on other news,
did we lose the topic? That's what happened to me as well when I tried to reopen it.
Yeah, well, it's just giving me like an error. So, Skylake K to be released on laptops. Let's just pull up another source then. Hexus.
I think that's what we were on was Hexus. No, we were on Neo when.
Well, we'll pull up Hexus then.
Yeah, I'm getting the 504 gateway timeout.
Yeah, I'll give you that link in Skype. That's easier.
All right, there we go. And now we got the topic up.
So yeah, they're basically going to be they're going to give the OK, and they're going to be putting your 6700Ks in laptops, which is going to be pretty big. I mean,
it's pretty baller. I mean, I would get one of these. I would definitely get a workstation laptop like that.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. Workstation, laptop. This is like a cool, big reality now. So that's what I like about this.
And especially if you think about it, like if you really are just getting it for workstation, like you could probably find one of these with like a 6700K, like one of these gaming ones, but just get one with like a 950, like eminent, like the cheapest one. You don't need to get like the 980M SLI or the 990M. Just get something lower because you don't really need the GPU if you're just getting it for editing and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, even like a 950 would arguably give you a decent experience. So
yeah, you'd be able to play a couple of games.
Yeah, well, like I said before, I'm playing like few games on the i3's iGPU, the Haswell one. So I'd imagine, 970 in a laptop would be actually pretty good. So we've got, 6700K in a laptop. I mean, the good thing about the 4-core Intel variants, and one thing that I guess doesn't get spun around a lot, is that they are easy to keep cool. Like, they are easy to keep under control. As opposed to, imagine a 5820K in there that you couldn't just not control that thing. And also an AMD 8-core. It'd be too hard to get those desktop variants in a laptop. But the 4-core CPUs, the Intel ones, they're really easy to keep under control in terms of heat. So that's one thing. That's the reason why they've been popping them in laptops, because they actually don't run that hot. Despite them actually running really hot at the core, the actual total heat output isn't that much. So yeah, that's that.
I would love to try one of these out just in a laptop, just see how it goes, like, on the go. Because I used to have a gaming laptop, but like it had a decent i7 in it. It was fast enough. I used to edit videos on it on like Windows Movie Maker, and it was kind of slow at rendering, I guess, but I didn't do anything really intensive. But it was good enough for stuff on the go, I suppose. If you were traveling and you needed to edit a video, like a blog or something, if you were at a show, it's good enough.
Last time I used a laptop was literally like probably 10 years ago. Like, seriously, like, had it as a main workhorse. That was when I was at university. And I still, even to this date, if I was at university, I'd have a laptop without a heartbeat.
Yeah.
It was so good. You just, take your laptop to university, take it to group projects. Even when you're doing a group project with a girl, you take it around her house, Possibilities are endless. So
yes.
Laptop. And at the time, I had like one of the first gloss screens. Like, I got a Sony from Japan, and gloss screens was a big thing there. And I brought it back home, and everyone had AG coatings. And everyone just kept looking at my screen like, wow, what do you got on that screen? And I'm just like, it's just the coating. But it looked actually really good because the colors popped. And that was the first time I fell in love with gloss, was when I got my first laptop.
So you like glossy screens?
I do.
I do not.
It depends. Like, you've got to be.
I know they give good colors, but I don't like the. I just don't like the reflections.
Well, they're terrible. Like, if you get any sunlight, any kind of sunlight, it just they go ape shit. And just reflections go everywhere. So, but if you're in a controlled lighting environment, which generally, if I'm using a computer, it will be in a controlled lighting environment, then I will use a gloss screen. Well, I do prefer a gloss screen, but like, for instance, downstairs where I'm using my 4K monitor, there's no way I could block out all the sunlight because it's just such an open room. So I'm actually glad I've got an AG coating on the 4K downstairs. But anyway. Skylake desktops.
You were talking about that, and the topic is up for Skylake processors. And during that entire thing, you know what I was thinking about? I was watching the chat, and I was thinking about the YouTube gaming, which I was checking out earlier today. And one of the featured streams on there was this chick, Zombie Unicorn, and she was fucking hot. And I was just thinking we should have a segment on this show where we do like our favorite like Twitch streamer girls of the week, like the hottest ones. That should definitely become a thing. That could be what we're known for.
Yeah, all right. We'll pull up some hot.
Like Swashin's got Pimp My Setup. We'll have like pimp that Twitch stream or something. We'll just like look. Yeah, we'll just go bring up Twitch streams. Like, oh well, she should have a better lighting on that green screen there. Maybe a couple posters. All
right, we'll do that. We'll give that a trial run next week. So we'll get ready.
Maybe
we'll go Twitch.
Maybe stop being such a feminist. You're kind of triggering me. It's like I'm getting rather triggered right now. I'm getting really triggered.
Well, actually, I was on Twitch the other day. After I got off with you, there was this chick. She was saying 6.9K Dota 2, and then I jump on and like, literally, she was just trash. Like, I'm like, what is this? Like, how can you false advertise? Like, not only is the girl thing bad enough, you've then got a chick false advertising on the title, and I was just like, I just snapped and closed down my browser. I was like, fuck this.
What was the title?
Like, it was like 6.9K, like Dota 2.
Oh, okay.
And it's like I jumped in, and the chick, you can tell straight away this person's trash. And it was like, what the hell's going on here? Like, why are they allowed to false advertise their titles? See, that's something I don't like about it. So
Yeah.
putting on 6.9K and jump in, you see like someone who's rated at like literally 1K or 1.5K. Like she got raped on an off lane by like two invis heroes, and they're two melee. I was like, what? How does that happen?
Wait, I got
So-
confused there because you started talking about rape, and I started thinking she got really raped for actually.
No,
raped.
no. Sorry, I don't talk about. I know. I actually never use rape now in its actual real, real form.
Yeah,
I
see,
use
my-
it as
I just-
like,
I wasn't-
online.
I wasn't thinking
Owned.
of it in terms of game, but my friends use it too. Like when we're just on a kill streak. Oh my god, I'm raping right now. I'm raping. We always
Yeah.
use that, but yeah, I know what you mean. The maniac was asking me if I was gonna upload my stream again. It was like processing like all afternoon, and like YouTube's been like slow all day. I think it's because they launched their new streaming service, so things are, mistakes are being made. So I put it to private temporarily till it's like done processing 1080p 60 FPS, and then I'm gonna repost it because it was just like the thumbnail wasn't loading and it wasn't processing properly. So. And people were just commenting 360p. So I was just like, whatever. I just took it down, and I didn't take it down. I made it private temporarily. It'll be back up probably tomorrow or this evening. No big deal.
So, Nanda Temi says, "I'm done with this shit. Never saw something so boring." ZZZZZ. We just haven't been ripping into each other. That's all. So
Yeah.
I guess we gotta spice it up a little bit. But like it's not gonna be like we don't advertise on the title jokes and the funniest stream you'll ever see. And
we
then
gotta.
well, I mean, I know how to make the stream funnier. Just pull up PewDiePie and then that'll make our stream like hilarious. So I guess that's what.
I could just always inject more truffle shuffles. More truffle.
Yeah.
That's what we need. One truffle shuffle per stream, guaranteed views. Well, we just passed 100 viewers, so we must be doing something right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're not, yeah. Anyway, do you want to look at this Mionix mice? You want to talk about this?
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on Mionix for a while because they make really, really just good quality products. Kind of like minimalist design, not like uber flashy or anything like that. But their mice up until now, they've been really good. They use a Zoe sensor, which is like one of the best you can get out there for an accurate mouse. They've always had like good high DPIs, 1000 hertz polling rate, well made and all that. Braided cables, everything about them is good. But up until now, they had like an ambidextrous mouse that had buttons on both sides, which I didn't care for. And then they had another one, I think it's the Naos, which had rests for your pinky and index finger, which I didn't like either. Kind of like stuck out really far from the side. But I like this one because it's just a simple plain mouse, kind of like my Mamba, I should say. But it's going to have that Zoe sensor in there, 8200 DPI, or no, 10,000 DPI, sorry. So I'm going to be all over this mouse. I definitely plan on getting one of these and trying it out.
I'm going to show the stream. Look at that. I'm representing. Look at that.
Is that a Logicool mouse?
Nah, well, yeah, it is a Logicool. G3, baby. Best mouse of all time.
But you keep showing you keep showing this Logicool stuff like it's actually Logitech, and it's not. I'm just like Logicool. He's like, well, yeah, technically. It's like, no, that means it is not Logitech. It's the definition
It's
of it.
just different badge, man.
No, it's not a
exact
different.
same product.
It's not a different badge. It's like a cheap
I'm
Chinese.
using
It's like a cheap
No,
Chinese
I'm using
knockoff.
A Logicool. It's not. I'm using a Logicool C270. I'm using a Logicool G3.
A Logicool.
So-
Logicools are just Chinese knockoffs of Logitech. That is it.
No.
Yes.
That's anyone in the stream will know that mouse, like who's been hardcore gaming. The G3 was an amazing mouse.
They will know the Logitech version of it, the actual one, not the
Okay.
knockoff version where they just reprinted it and put a Logicool sticker on it instead, and then sold it for half
for
the
me,
price.
I mean, you're gonna review this mouse. I'm having a hard time getting off any Logitech mouse in general. Like, I've been really impressed with their mice ever since I've used, I think, the MX518, and even then, I want to get my hands back on an original MX518.
Okay,
so just
according to
I just love what they've done.
according to Gizmodo,
Yeah.
Logicool is actually
Yeah.
Logitech, just in Japan.
There you go. I was telling you this. Like, this is what I'm. This is what I'm trying to tell you. And you're this logical. It's Chinese, Brian. Get off the stream. What is this madness? That's a Logicool. It's not Logitech. I've been coughing this shit for weeks. Actually, no, probably months now with my Logicool C920, and you're like, get the original. Order the original Logitech.
It's your own fault. You should have Googled it sooner and proved me wrong. That's your own fault. I shouldn't have to Google this. I'm the one making the assertions.
No, it isn't it guilty until proven. No, innocent until proven guilty. You got it. The onus is on you, man, not on me.
Yeah, I know. I was the one making the assertion. Therefore, the burden of proof is on me. But yes.
Yeah, but unless we're in a third world country until you're guilty until proven innocent. I'm innocent, then you get your head chopped off. Yeah, that's not going to.
They find out later on. They're just like, oh, whoops.
He was innocent. Yeah, well, nothing we can do now.
Yeah. So. Who's in the
stream
saying it's boring? I'll fucking ban him.
Yeah, is the guy still going on? Is he?
Who is he? I don't know. What's his name?
I don't know. Like, yeah, it's a stream. It's not like going to be the funniest thing. Maybe we got to get PewDiePie on the stream. Yeah, that'll make it interesting. Yeah. And then we can appeal to like all the 10-year-olds. Fuck that, We're just talking about tech. We're talking about the topics that people like us enjoy talking about, enthusiast tech and gaming. Hence the title, Tech Gaming Weekly. Yep. We're not here to talk about freaking, I don't know, what underwear your mum wore last night. Oh.
The show does. I mean, the show does well. It gets a decent amount of views each week, so it must be enough people that like it. I know there are more people that like it than don't like it. So hater gonna hate.
It's just yeah. It was just annoying, man. It's not like. Yeah, we're doing this live. It's not like we're anyway. We're giving into. We should never give into the hate.
You're giving in. You're giving into the
hate. I'm giving into.
Anyway, so you want to move on to our gaming stuff here?
Yeah. So Survival Evolved DirectX 12 patch.
Yeah. So a lot of people have been playing. This game is pretty gorgeous graphically. It uses some NVIDIA tech. But now it's getting DirectX 12 support. They're promising 20% performance improvement, which is pretty good. I mean, I would have expected more from DirectX 12, honestly. But I mean, I'll take what I can take. That's still a good. That's still a good boost.
Yeah, I mean, 20% performance is actually underrated. That's huge. Like that's pretty.
That's a graphics card upgrade right there. That's like going from a 980 to a 980 Ti.
Well, considering it's patched, that's going to offer like this is going to be in the beta, yeah, still.
It's still early access. It's early access.
Yeah. But still, this is going to be, rather than Ashes of Singularity, this is going to be playable, right?
Yeah, it's already playable now, so they're just getting an update, basically.
Well, that's what I mean. I would love to see the benchmarks from this. That would be a great thing. And then we can get more on this AMD versus NVIDIA topic. That's something I'm really looking forward to. Because Ashes of Singularity, I can't play the game. Can you play the game?
Not unless you buy in for $50 to get into the alpha.
Okay. Oh, so you can actually buy in to get into the alpha.
Yeah, you gotta back the early access, basically paying $50, and then you get alpha access right away, and that has the benchmark and everything. So you can get the benchmark, but it's gonna cost you $50.
Okay. Fair enough.
This is
not bad.
This is a little bit lower barrier for entry. I haven't picked this up yet because I had kind of gotten spent out on Rust, but I might pick this up now for this, just for the sake of being able to benchmark it when it comes out, and maybe then I can add this to my my sheet of benchmarks, get everything that I benchmark for my reviews.
Well, yeah, between that and Ashes, I mean, that would be 2 DX12 games that you can actually play right now, which is really cool. I just bought Legacy of the Void beta. That's like my gaming money gone because I spent like $50 on it. But the good thing about Legacy of the Void, something I will bring up, is it's standalone. I didn't even know this. So you don't even have to have Heart of the Swarm or the previous original StarCraft 2. You could just buy that standalone expansion and you're good to go into the whole game. You'll get all the new content.
Oh, yeah?
So that's actually something that I like what Blizzard have done with Legacy of the Void this time around. They've said, nah, it's not going to be a closed expansion. They're just going to release it as a standalone game. So you can just pretty much just pre-order Legacy of the Void and jump straight into the closed beta. It's just really good. I'm actually enjoying it a lot. Like, they've improved the multiplayer. Like, some ways it feels like they've dumbed it down, but it does feel like it's good. Like, you get in it straight up action now. And I think Terran need a serious nerf. Hey, they're just, every time I verse Terran, they just do the cheesiest shit now, and it's so easy for them to cheese in Legacy of the Void. But yeah, I'm enjoying that a lot. So that's with my gaming news. But I'm looking forward to getting Ark Survival Evolved. Maybe we can just go halves in a copy or something and just like test it for DX12. That'd be pretty cool.
Be interesting.
So I'm very keen to see how it performs. So
yeah, we should play that one day. That'd be good. So you want to let's go into this next one, which I was kind of keen to talk about because I tried it out earlier. The YouTube gaming went live today, so now the streaming on YouTube is supposed to be getting better. 1080p 60 FPS support. So basically, this was basically born out of spite for Twitch. So Google was ready to buy out Twitch like a year ago. It came down to the wire. Like, they were ready to buy it. It was like the last few hours, and then in came Amazon, and they were just like, nope, we're gonna take that.
Yeah. So that's actually, but I thought they did get it, but now that's funny that they didn't get it. So now got a bad taste in their mouth. So
now they've launched their own, basically out of spite, trying to compete with Twitch, which is already an established service, and a lot of people like. I'm on kind of on the fence right now about YouTube gaming. So for starters, I like it as a content creator for the aspect of I have a larger audience on YouTube. I'm going to be able to get more people watching over here. That kind of stuff, and having it integrated directly with my channel, which is where I started making videos here because I like making videos. I stream because people want to watch me stream because they watch my content. It's really something I do for the viewers, not really necessarily for myself. So I do that for them, and it would be better to integrate it into everything all at once. It would be better like that.
I'd rather have it with Twitch and YouTube at the same time. That'd be really cool. But
if YouTube had bought them out,
dream, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, sorry, keep going. I just wanted to interject there.
Yeah, and the other thing is that Twitch has, for partners anyway, it has a really high barrier for entry. So you need to go on for months and months and months and months and have like plus 500 people in for every stream and really laying the groundwork in on Twitch before you can get a sponsorship, get a partnership, I should say. So that's really hard on there. Whereas on YouTube, it's just a couple of weeks, a couple of uploads, and boom, you're partnered, Or if you're already been doing it for a while, you're already partnered. You already have an established viewer base. So it's easier to do it on YouTube in that aspect. But Twitch is beating them definitely right now as far as tools are concerned. As far as I know, you can't use anything like MooBot on YouTube, nothing like that. So app support is going to be crucial going forward for content creators to keep using it. They need to fix the chat. Right now, in the chat, all of the users' names are the same color, and it's really hard to pick people out. Like I was trying to do it earlier and keep an eye on the chat, and it's hard to know who's who because you got the names are like gray against a white background, so they're like barely even visible. Whereas on Twitch, it's like red and blue and green. It's like everyone's got a different color. Like you see red come up, like who it is pretty much before you even look at the name. You get used to it over the course of a stream.
Yeah. Well, Twitch is already established. It's already so easy to use and navigate. It's going to be hard to compete with that, right? You've got something that works. You've got something that works really well. So, I mean, YouTube, they're going to have to innovate pretty much. I would honestly like to see them make a desktop application for people just to load up that was sort of like you load it up, it's YouTube gaming. Then you can look up your favorite channels. Like very lightweight desktop application. I think that could work really well in YouTube's favor.
Yeah. And I agree with Jason
right.
there too in the chat saying about the gaming, the content ID system. That's definitely going to be a huge concern. I mean, on Twitch, it's really nice that you can just load up music. At the start of a stream when I'm just hanging out talking to people, I'll just play music, just license music because they don't care. As long as you're not storing it on their servers, Twitch does not give a shit. YouTube, that would be instant.
I love
strike.
that. See, I love that. Yeah, but I love that. Yeah, that's something I liked about Twitch. And it's something that I think when you looked at the nitty gritties, Twitch was, if Google acquired Twitch, they were going to take that away.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Like, that
They
sucked.
would definitely would, yeah, because they don't want all the
Yeah.
they don't want all the legal hassle. They can't be fucked with it. And that was like,
Yeah, but-
today when I was streaming Black Ops 3, I was like, honestly, like, because there was music in the game, I was like, I don't know, is that going to get picked up and I'm gonna get a strike, not just against this video, but against my actual channel, which is something I use to make a living. You know, that's not good. It's not worth. It's almost not worth the risk.
It just makes me wonder though.
not
Like,
worth the risk.
there's only benefits. Like for people streaming music, there's only benefits, right? The music's getting free advertising. Like, I'm sure someone's not going to click on a gaming stream just to listen to someone's music. Oh yeah, man, he's got the latest beats going. Yeah, let's listen to music. Nah, like it's just background music, right?
Yeah.
They're so anal about it sometimes. Like Google's really anal about like copyrights and stuff like that.
It's like not like anyone's actually using it to make money. I mean, it's not like someone's launching a Twitch channel that just plays live music 24/7. Like here's like, you know,
Yeah.
24/7 streaming of FLAC files. Like, yeah, who would watch that? No one. It's like there's plenty of free places to get music. You don't need, just go on Spotify or something. You don't need to do anything like that for that shit.
Yeah. Well, if you hit that link, it's funny. It pulls up like 404 Lorem ipsum other castle arrow to the knee set up us the bomb. What the hell? Like if you clicked on that link,
Which one?
the one like the YouTube gaming homepage.
Oh yeah.
Like it's funny, hey, it just comes up this weird error.
It's just if you just go on YouTube, up on the top left, there's a picture of a controller there. You can click that and it takes you to the YouTube gaming homepage. It's kind of laid out like Twitch, where it's like basically got like channels listed, but it mixes it mixes recorded content with live content, so that's kind of confusing. Like you'll click Black Ops 3, and it'll show all the Black Ops 3 live streams mixed together with any Black Ops 3 videos that have been uploaded that day. So if I make a review for Metal Gear Solid 5, let's say, and I upload it, it could be on YouTube Gaming now when people are searching for Metal Gear Solid 5, which actually might work out really well for doing game reviews. You're getting more coverage that way. If someone clicks on a thing and you're one of the few reviews that are like 20,000 plus views or something like that, you're going to rank pretty high up there. You might get more views than normal, so that could be really good.
Yeah, be interesting to see how it works. Like once it's all going well, because I know was that the stream you did today, yeah, was that YouTube gaming too?
Today was
Black Ops 3.
Today that was the first one.
Yeah,
that was the first
So,
YouTube gaming stream, and I
it
mean
was working pretty well.
The video ran smooth and everything like that, so it was fine for the users. I just had some issues as a creator with like the chat and stuff like that, and then the content idea system is a potential issue there, and also my video after it was done, it wasn't monetized when it was live, and it wasn't monetized afterwards, and I don't know why. It's still listed as unmonetized. It doesn't have it has no monetization option, and I don't know why. It doesn't have a claim against it or anything like that. It just has no monetization option. So I don't know. Like, did YouTube shut down all monetization on live stuff today just so they don't have any issues on day one of launch? Imagine that.
I guess probably, yeah. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, that'd be
they
some
cost
sketchy
themselves
shit.
money, so
It's a lot of money.
Well, they wouldn't want to do it. Yeah, they wouldn't want to do it.
And
so,
you can, as a creator, you can on these things now on YouTube, you can run the ads when you want. So
really?
So yeah, there's on the control panel there's a button for it just says run ad, so you can click that and run an ad.
While you're streaming.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's fucked up.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you want to move on to Black Ops 3?
Yeah, I'll talk about that because I was playing it. I was playing it today, and it's Call of Duty. That's basically
it's just the formula. It hasn't really changed that much. It's just the formula.
Not really. It's Advanced Warfare 1.5. They just they got rid of they got some of the movement is different. Like you can now finally reload while you're sprinting. That was like the first thing that I noticed. That I was like, ooh, it's about damn time you can reload while sprinting in Call of Duty.
But what about? I think the biggest thing people want to know about, how is it in terms of smoothness? Like, is it butter smooth?
Oh, it's
like
silky smooth. I mean,
yeah, okay, good. See, that's what
it was scaling well in SLI for me. I was getting like 170 frames, but it was using over 5 gigabytes of VRAM.
Interesting, but that's the thing. That's why people are waiting for the Treyarch version of Call of Duty, because it's smooth, man. Like I remember Black Ops 2, like one of the smoothest FPSs I've played. There was hardly ever a hiccup and it was great to play competitively. That's why people love Track. Then you had Ghost, which was an absolute flop. Like they didn't even like, pre-beta. I could understand beta; it was sloppy, but they launched it and it was sloppy as hell, and they never fixed it. Advanced Warfare was it was a lot better than Ghost, but it still wasn't Black Ops 2 smooth. So Black Ops 3, I'm hoping they get that formula right, where it's just butter smooth. Like the gameplay should be as good as the others previous Advanced Warfare and whatnot, but as long as it's just butter smooth. And I think that's why a lot of people will be getting Black Ops 3 if it is indeed that butter smooth experience.
Yeah,
that's just for me. I probably will be getting it. So
it's very smooth. It was using, like I said, it was using like over 4.5 gigabyte of VRAM easily. But there's also I believe there's a memory leak right now in the game, because my video memory just kept creeping up higher and higher and higher, and then the game eventually would crash. And I got failure to load texture bug. It was definitely video memory. And
okay.
I saw the video memory at like 5.9 gig at one point. I was like, this thing has definitely got a memory leak. So that kept leading to crash.
At 1440p.
Yeah, it was up to almost at 6 gig. It was maxed out. I was like,
Yeah.
And I was streaming and it crashed twice. I mean, finally I was like, all right, just forget it. There's a memory leak in this. I have yet to go back in and like try tweaking the options. Like maybe I could like lower like a texture. Maybe there's like because they do have a couple like caching options. So maybe if I alter some of those and just turn that off, since I don't need to really do that.
I can actually download that. I can download it as well. It's just I'm not going to download it until I get back to Japan, because
I think it'll be over by then. I think it's a week long.
Oh really? Oh really? Crap.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I think if you own Advanced Warfare, you get this already. Like even if you don't pre-order Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
Because someone.
Well, if you've owned Ghost as well, I think it's Ghost and Black Ops 2. If you've owned any of the previous 3, I think it is.
Okay.
You can download the beta for 3.
All right, well that's good to know, because when I was done playing, even before, when I went to go redeem a code that someone gave me, one of the subscribers gave it to me, Jamie. Shout out to Jamie for giving me those codes, which I did a giveaway earlier for. It just said, sorry, this game is already in your library. I was like, what? And then after I was done playing it, there was a pop-up saying, thank you for playing Call of Duty on stream. You now have access to Black Ops 3 beta. So I was like, oh, sweet. I must have got that for playing a previous game. So that's good. So if you didn't get a beta code because you're not pre-ordering, but you, like Brian just said there, if you played any of the previous 3 on Steam, then you should have access to the beta. So you might want to check your Steam library, and chances are you can just download it and install it.
Yeah, like I've got the option there to just install it. My biggest thing I'm thinking about is, should I get this for PS4 or should I, I'm probably going to get it for PlayStation 4, because just the PC COD community has just died in the arse. Like it's so bad. Like there's no, the thing is, I want to jump into this game. I don't just want to play team deathmatch anymore. Like I'm sick of just playing team deathmatch. Like that's all you get. You jump into Advanced Warfare on PC, you can only play team deathmatch, because that's all they play.
And it's interesting because in Advanced Warfare they didn't tell you how many people were in each game mode, so you couldn't tell, which was bad.
You could tell. You just could tell.
There's no one playing. Well, in this one they brought that back, something similar. So now when you go through the game modes, it actually tells you the percentage of people online that are playing that game mode. And it was curious to see. It was interesting to see that, because it showed TDM was like 56%, Domination was 28%, and then all the other 6 modes were less than 5%. So it's all team deathmatch and domination. Everything else is pretty much dead. You're lucky if you could find a match in them. And
you're gonna have a huge player base on PS4. I'm guessing. So.
PS4 or Xbox One is gonna be huge, but it's with a controller.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, I've got the mouse converter, so I've got my mouse, even though I've tried it and it just does not feel anywhere like a PC. Like it's different, it's better than a controller, but for me, I mean, I know there's going to be someone out there with a controller being like, man, controller shits all over everything, but I'm just saying, in my opinion, it's not as good as the PC mouse and keyboard. Like it just feels weird. So
TDM is TDM is wee buns. It is pretty wee buns. It's pretty good.
So I'm gonna try. I probably will get it on the PlayStation 4 just because the player base is so damn big. But I loved playing Black Ops 2 on the PC. Like that was one of my favorite FPSs because it was just so smooth. it was just like it was a lot of fun, man. Black Ops 2 on the PC was really fun. Like it was, competitive multiplayer was actually really good.
And zombies. Zombies is good.
Yeah, zombie was good. I couldn't like I loved the kill streaks in Black Ops 2. Like it was good. It was fun.
I want them
And
to
then you
get
had
rid
all
of,
these
I want them to
people
get rid
just
of kill
roasting.
streaks. I want them to scale that back. I want it to go back to World at War and Call of Duty 4, like just 3 kill streaks: UAV, airstrike, helicopter. That's it. That's all you need.
Well, I like the bigger kill streaks. It's just they shouldn't make them too strong. That's all.
See, I liked
That's just my.
on Black Ops 1 they had a bare bones mode, which was really popular on console. Like loads of people played it. There was no attachments, no kill streaks, nothing like that. And on PC it was just dead, so it wasn't even a point in trying. But it was,
Yeah.
but I really liked that. And if that was like on a game on Black Ops 3, then I would like that even more. Get rid of the wall running and all that stuff. Just a shooter, just a really snappy shooter that's responsive and good net code and things like that, and I'll be all over it. That's all you really need to give me. I'm a pretty simple guy. I'm a pretty simple guy.
That's true. Well, Black Ops 2 was funny. The kill streaks was funny because I thought the dogs was pretty balanced. I thought the Swarm was so OP though. Swarm was ridiculous.
No, the dogs were
and the
not,
kill streaks.
The dogs were ridiculous.
Nah, you could actually kill them. Like you could just get out your rifle. You saw a dog running at you, just shoot it, and it dies pretty easy.
Yeah, but try playing
Like,
against
that's
someone
what-
like me on Dome and World at War, and the whole match is going to be dogs. It's going to be dogs, 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 dogs.
Yeah, dogs is funny. I liked some of the kill streaks. I thought like Swarm was imbalanced, but we got we can talk about DirectX 12 again. Explained the GCN architecture. This is actually a really good post because
Yeah.
it explains why AMD have the advantage for DX12, and it's because of their architecture. And the way their architecture is structured is that it can simultaneously process 64 compute tasks as opposed to NVIDIA, which can only compute 31 tasks at any given time. So GCN is pretty much geared up better towards DX12 than NVIDIA is. So GCN is better than Maxwell for DirectX 12. It's geared up better. Now, again, there's always the thing of how game developers utilize this and everything. But in terms of theoretically the performance to be gained from DX12, it's looking as though AMD are going to gain more.
So then why
and
why
so-
was it not the case when I tested it then? When I tested it, the 980 Ti
Well-
kicked its ass.
But you're just testing draw calls.
Well, they did that here as well. If you scroll down, they have the Fury X going against Titan X in draw calls. Titan X did
Yeah.
around 11 million, looks like, and Fury X was around 16 to 17 million. So it kicked its ass. But on my test with the Fury versus the 980 Ti, the 980 Ti kicked its ass.
But you're testing a 980 Ti versus just a Fury, yeah.
Yeah.
They're testing they're testing the duck's nuts versus the duck's nuts.
Yeah.
So it should compute more technically. I mean I haven't tested any of this myself. Yeah, I don't have a Fury to test. If I did, I'd probably be going anus on this.
Now, would you
And
rather have
given-
a Fury or a Fury X to test?
I'd rather have a Fury X. It's the best, right? You've got 500 more shaders there, So I would rather have a Fury X to test and do this complete neck and neck to the 980 Ti. I don't know why. Like, this is one thing. I don't know why people always show a freaking Titan X. A Titan X is kind of irrelevant.
I agree. It's not
Like,
even this. It's not
you
the
know-
same price range. 980 Ti is the flagship card. Titan X is like a server card.
Yeah, exactly right. 980 Ti versus the Fury X.
It's like why aren't we benchmarking Quadros? Why aren't we benchmarking those? Like why isn't that on there?
Yeah, so I'd love to see this. I'd love to get my hands on both of them because, you did your tests. I mean, you got a different story. So, I mean, I'm scratching my head there. But ultimately, I mean, with DX12, I want to see games come out that, are close to release at the very minimum. I mean, Ashes of Singularity is in alpha, right? It's in alpha. Like, NVIDIA's having a bug with anti-aliasing, aren't they? Where you turn on the anti-aliasing and then the frame rates just drop a heap. So I mean, the game's still in alpha, right?
I haven't heard
We
that.
need some I want a game that's either in closer to release, then we can say, hey, AMD is legitimately kicking NVIDIA's ass at DX12. Though from what I read, AMD's more geared up towards it. But again, as I've said before in the past, this raises the question of why wasn't AMD making their architecture for the now? Like, you know, a lot of games have been out on DX9, DX11 for so long. Why wasn't AMD making their architecture for now, where people were playing all their games, right? So, you know, they just are they conceding that they, you know, didn't care about the now, but they're just going for future proof? You know, and that's what they kind of like the APU argument all over again, right? Now look what's happened on the APU. They've lost out. Like, Intel's beating them on the iGPU portion now.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, if AMD keep making things for the future, NVIDIA is going to release their next architecture with parallelism in mind, and then they're going to beat AMD in the next architecture. So you got to make your stuff for the now. Like, that's what I've been arguing. Like, DX12 games aren't released yet. Like, we've got Ashes of Singularity in alpha. We've got Arc Evolved coming out still in beta. I mean, before you start seeing AAA titles hit the shelves, it's like we're a long way away. Probably like still a good year away before games are actually going to be mainstream DX12, because the whole user base with their... Well, you've got all these crap. You got the majority of gamers that are still on what, GTX 650 Ti's or...
Well, if you look at the pretty much all the games coming out this holiday season are DX11. You know, all the big titles, you know, Battlefront and blah, blah, blah. All those games are like DX11 titles. But, like, there's, like, the Gears of War. That's going to be DirectX 12. But we still don't have a date on that. We don't know. It could be, for all we know, that could be, like, it can get GTA 5'd and, like, get delayed for 2 years on PC. We don't know.
Yeah, but, I mean, but we've got another argument. That's all the hardware that's previously out there that's not DX12 or fully DX12 compatible. I don't know, right? So we've got all these people running... you know, mediocre graphics cards, like whatever. You got an R9 270. Yeah, it can support DX12, but can it support the latest features? Like we get the games that are fully designed for DX12. Is that going to be a reality? See, I don't think we're going to get full, like, 100% DX12 only titles. They're going to have backwards compatibility in mind.
Yeah, you would hope so. I mean, at least right at launch, like, well, I know, like, the Windows 10 stuff isn't, like, Gears of War. That's pretty much going to be DX12, but I would expect other DX12 titles to be backwards compatible, kind of like how, like, even BF3, you know, could be forced to 10.1, but then once they came to Battlefield 4, it was DX11, like, mandatory. I'm almost certain. So eventually, but it was until much later. This is like, you know, DX11 has been around for like 7-8 years, and it's only really just become the, like, standard the last, like, 3 years. So we're still a good ways away from DX12 being like every game coming out is DX12. That's a good ways away.
And that raises the question. Well, that's the thing. How are they going to utilize it all, right? Because they know the amount of mediocre hardware out there. Yeah. They're going to have to make games for that in mind. Otherwise, they're going to lose a lot of money. So when we see a DX12 title, is it just going to be like a DX12 20%, like we're seeing with Arc Evolve, just a quick patch where we're just taking some benefits out of DX12? And it's nothing to worry about.
It could be initially. It's not a big concern. It could definitely be slow going. We could still be, like, you know, a few years away from really seeing DirectX 12 being greatly adopted. Or maybe it'll be next holiday season. I mean, I would love to see that too, but I don't... If it's going to have to be backwards compatible if that's the case.
And, you know, like me and you, we're on top tier hardware, but...
Not everyone is. We're a minority.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, well, the majority of people aren't. And so this is my biggest concern with DX12 is that we're seeing, like... Okay, in Ashes of Singularity, DX12 benchmark. Well, we even saw in Ashes of Singularity, they've got a DX11 benchmark. So they've still got to make this game with DX11 in mind. And wasn't NVIDIA on DX11 beating their own numbers on DX12? It didn't make any sense. So, I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, AMD are going to gain a lot out of DX12. So I'd say so are NVIDIA. And it looks like AMD have more to gain out of DX12. But realistically, when it comes to a final released game, how much is AMD going to benefit over NVIDIA? And we have to wait until the games are released to honestly see that. You know, we can talk theoretics all day. You know, theoretically, you know, we look at the AMD CPUs and the math, you know, the math integer cores.
Oh no.
They've got 8 integer cores, right? So when
Okay.
you run that benchmark, when you run one particular benchmark, the AMD CPUs just wipe the floor with the Intel CPUs. But we all know in the real world that isn't the case. The 4-core, 8-threaded Intel CPU beats the 8-core FX 8350 in almost everything, except that math integer core benchmark. So
Right.
that's how you got. I think that's how you got to look at. That's how I'm looking at DX12. Is that okay? Give us just a heap of games that are released, and then we'll judge. Like, I think it's a little too early to go off on the, oh, okay, AMD, Ashes of Singularity. They're just gonna piss all over Nvidia. Like, as much as I want AMD to piss on Nvidia, so we get better prices and we get better, we get better competition. At the same time, I'm still gonna say, well, it's way too early to call that. So that's just my opinion with DX12.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. To see. We were just talking about majority there. It's just the other day I was looking at there was a Steam thing. I was either read this or heard it on YouTube, but they were saying
Yeah.
that 1% of Steam users have purchased 33% of all Steam games sold. like in history. So all the games ever sold, 33% of them have been bought by 1% of Steam users, and I was curious, and they said that 1%, in order to qualify to be in that 1%, all you need to own is 107 games. So basically, only 1% of Steam users have 107 games or more, which I thought was a rather low number.
Well, actually not, because for me personally, when I get games to play for a long time. So a lot of my games have really good multiplayer. So I don't know how many games I got on Steam. I got a heap of games, but it wouldn't be 107. Nowhere near that. It's coming more, but like with me, I've also got these other platforms. Yeah, you've got that GOG or whatever. You've got the other one with Battlefield 4. What's that one again?
Wait, what are you
That piece of crap. You got other game platforms. You don't just have Steam.
Yeah, there's Green Man Gaming.
So-
There's loads of them. Rocket Games. There's tons of them.
No. I mean like the actual platform that you download the game
Oh, like
from
Origin
and
and
then you install
Uplay.
it.
Origin
Yeah.
and Uplay.
You play. Yeah, that's right. Origin. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah. So you got like 4 different platforms out there where I'd say more of your games are starting to be distributed on because they're competing with Steam for the best price. So, I mean, I've got a few games on different platforms, Origin and GOG. But I don't
GOG
have.
is great.
Well, that's cheap, right? For Witcher 3 and Witcher 2, right? You want to be buying it on GOG. It's like half the price of freaking Steam.
Well, that's because GOG is owned by CD Projekt. The people that own CD Projekt
Okay.
Red, the makers of Witcher. That's
Okay.
That's basically their platform. So.
Okay,
Makes sense.
well, it's just in that regard, though, like you've got like 107 games is a lot of games to own, man. Like
It's really
my
not.
brother just got a
It's a
PS.
lot.
It's a huge amount considering if you're someone like me who
On
plays
Steam,
for
it's
the
really not though. I
multiplayer.
mean, on Steam, you can get one bundle during a Steam sale and get like 80 games.
Okay, well, I might do that. I might just freaking buy like this $10 package where you get 80 games to play.
They've had like the Square Enix bundle that was like $100, and it came with every Square Enix game ever.
Yeah, but
all
see,
of
if I
them.
bought something like that, it would take me like years. I'd have a beard and I'd be
No,
like,
no,
hey
no, no.
guys, I just finished playing the Square Enix bundle.
No, you just become like a normal Steam user. You buy them, you just never play them. Don't be silly, Brian. You don't buy games on Steam to play them. You buy them to increase the number of games you own.
So you can
Jeez.
get into top 1%. See, I like this.
First, this guy's wearing Beats headphones. Now he's acting like he actually has to play games on Steam. What is with this peasant? What is with this guy, guys? Come on.
Okay, I get your logic. Have to support Gaben, Lord Gaben.
Yes, and if you guys have any questions, you can drop them down in the chat below. We're going to be hanging out for about another 15 or so minutes, taking your guys' questions, interacting with you before I got to get out of here. We're done with our topics for the day. So drop any questions you got down there, and we'll try to get to as many as we can.
Yeah, but I will just quickly say, yeah, with the AMD on DX12, like it's looking like they are getting better benefits than Nvidia, but it's just way too early to say like they're trumping them or they're smashing them or they're going to absolutely obliterate them. Like Man, we've got an alpha benchmark. That's just my opinion. It's like, come on, it's an alpha benchmark. You know, and if NVIDIA, like, and this is where someone's going to say, oh, well, you're an NVIDIA fanboy. It's like, no, if this was the exact same opposite case, where if NVIDIA was trumping AMD, I'd say, nah, we've got to wait for more results. It's a freaking alpha. So, yeah, that's just my opinion there. So, yeah, what do you think? Like, you didn't add much on the DX12 AMD. You've been all quiet.
I didn't really have much to add on it, if I'm being honest, because they were talking more about like this parallelism stuff. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Like I know my limitations, so if we come to a topic I don't know, I just shut up and just go like, yeah, totally, yeah, yeah.
At least,
And I'll just
well,
be
you're
like,
being real, man. That's good.
I'll just be like sitting over here like deleting like 100 emails like I am right now, because I like I'm just right now I'm sitting here deleting all the emails from new subscribers that we got during the stream. I have like 100 emails I'm going through, so
Oh, well, you don't turn those emails off?
no, I love them.
Oh, man.
It's how I know if I'm having a good day or not, sub-wise. Like, if I, do like an hour and a half stream and I got like 100 new subs, that's a good hour.
100 subs in an hour? Damn, man, that's awesome.
Well, that's why I like having my phone on. It's like live feedback, and also I like to keep up with the comments. That's something a lot of people told me is like, you're like one of the few people that actually interact in the comments, and it's because I read every single comment.
Well, that's what it is. Now it's just comment time. So we're just going to shoot the shit now, freestyle. So, yeah, what do people like? What do people want to talk about? What do people got questions? So,
Oh, now I could geek out. I just got a response on YouTube from Squirrel. He's like one of my favorite streamers. Squirrel's a legend. He streams like a Euro Truck Simulator. It's really, really geeky.
Okay, so Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oberon Kenobi. Yeah, Oberon Kenobi asks, the efficiency improvements on Nano, so down to 170 watts, no architectural changes. Yeah, do you think HBM made the difference? It's not like, I'd say it would become with voltage tweaking as well. Like, what they've done with Nano is they would have shoved as much as they could on the GPU, but at the same time lowered the clock speeds, lowered the speeds on the GPU, and then drop that voltage down to more of a sweet spot. So I don't know how they've done it exactly. They could be binning them as well for like really efficient GPUs. But that would be where my guess would come from with the Nano. They'd be getting the GPUs and they'd be having lower voltages than the Fury and the Fury X. That way they could get a better power draw. That's just how I think they'll do it with the Nano. That's just my guess. That's just with my experience with underclocking as well and undervolting, because I could get my my Xeon 1231 V3, man, that ran at like 0.98 volts or something at 3.8 gigahertz. And that was using a lot less power than my 4670K at 4.6 gigahertz at 1.25 volt. So you can start to see that it's like 0.25 volt, but it was like half the power that it was using. So it's got to do with tweaking. Basically, if they tweak it right, yeah, the power consumption wouldn't surprise me at all. So,
what's it called? Brosif wanted to know if you spell your name with an I or a Y.
Oh, it's a Y. Yeah. It's. I don't care though. Like, if you've followed me for a while, I really don't care. Like, it's one of those things I just don't care. It's all the same.
He's gotten used to it at this point, basically.
Oh, with the I?
Yeah, you've had to have gotten used to it. People commenting, calling you Brian with an I, and just like, whatever.
Yeah, like if I had to reply for every person that spelt it with an I would just be wasting like so much friggin' time. So I gave up. So I gave up in that regard.
Someone wanted to know if I was a Logan fanboy. I don't know if I'm a Logan fanboy, no. I like Tech Syndicate, and Logan is a very genuine guy, and I respect that about him. He seems very genuine. So I definitely respect his opinion when it comes to hardware and games usually, because he does seem really genuine to me. And he also has, I feel like, it's just something I pick up from watching the tech, is that he has very like high standards when it comes to hardware, like, like peripherals, like microphones, keyboard, mice. He has very high standards. So if I hear him recommend something, I usually know, okay, that's probably good if he's talking about it. It's probably good.
I think he does need to open up a little bit more though when he's wrong. Like he has been wrong on things in the past, like dead wrong, and he hasn't admitted fault. Like I think it would make really good for his channel if he changed that aspect. I don't know, that's just I've followed him for a long time and some of the things he posts is really good, but sometimes like I thought his FX versus Intel CPU, that was way off. Like I thought that video really was way off, and he never admitted to that being even possibly wrong. So I did disagree with that. That was one thing I did disagree with in the past. So
Badro was bringing up, he was saying some YouTube gaming streamers got copyright strikes today, like Jack Frags and Level Cap. I did not hear about this. But,
oh really?
Yeah, that's pretty messed up. I mean, I'm
No,
not
the
I'm not
copyright
a
strikes.
fan of Jack Frags or Level Cap, but that's pretty messed up because that's something that scared me too, man. When I was doing the stream earlier and Black Ops 3 was playing music like at the start of the rounds, I was like, I don't know if that's gonna get a claim or not. Like, I really hope it doesn't. Like, I wanted to turn the music all the way, but then it makes it like so dead, that game, without any music. It's like you don't hear any
Yeah.
of the sound effects, like when you level up or when the round is dying down, you don't hear any of those sound effects of the music. So it definitely, like, it was like dead silent. I was like, I got to put this back on, otherwise it's just
Yeah.
boring.
Someone asked me, is that an example of where he was wrong on the FX versus the Intel benchmarks?
Yeah, I think
Like-
that's exactly what he's talking about.
Okay,
yeah.
I can pull up. I can in one part of the benchmarks, they've got a 1440p Armor 2. I remember this. It's like printed in my memory. There was one benchmark he did where it was Armor 2 1080p versus 1440p, and now the frame increase was threefold, going to 1440p on one CPU versus the other, where it was like you had double the frames, going down from 1440p to 1080p or something like that. And it just did not make any sense at all. Like it was impossible with CPU, GPU logic, right? As you increase the res, you don't, like the CPU becomes less of a burden. Like it was just weird. I'd have to pull up the benchmark again, but it was one Armor 2 benchmark in there that just did not make any sense. I was like, what? So, you know, when one of your benchmarks is like really off, it makes you wonder if all the benchmarks are really off. That's all. So again, you should be double, like whenever I do benchmarks, I double, triple check like all my benchmarks before I release them, because, you know, you've got to get consistent results. So
Let's see, Ali.
but yeah, but I mean, look, yeah, as other things. I mean, Logan's awesome. Like his channel's good. Like I watch it a lot. Like he's one of the most funniest guys in tech. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of the most entertaining guys in tech, if not the most entertaining guy in tech. So
Yeah, someone wanted to know how you get YouTube videos to run at a specific resolution. I'm assuming he means uploading. And it's going to upload at whatever resolution you upload it. If you mean for watching, then you just click the cogwheel. Or use a plugin. I use YouTube HD. It's a plugin for Firefox that defaults to the highest resolution, so I don't have to keep clicking it.
yeah. Well, that's like you just output your final resolution to 1440p or 4K, whatnot. So
Yeah.
whatever you're editing with.
Yeah, so I render my videos now. I just render them out in 4K, and then I upload them, and it just uploads in 4K. It usually takes a little while to process.
Yeah.
Yep. Some people wanted to know.
I know. He said something too. Logan said something about sound cards being useless. That was a borderline. Like,
I agree with
I mean,
that,
I
though.
thought really, you agree that sound cards are useless?
Yeah, I agree. They are pretty useless.
Really?
It's useless
So what do
to
you
me.
think?
It's not useless for everyone. It's useless to me.
Yeah. Well, for me, they're actually pretty good. Like, especially like something like a Zonar DGX, where you grab it and it's like a $20 sound card. You grab it, you've now got a noise-free mic in. Like, so many people could benefit from a Zonar DGX, not just on like the output, but on the input. Like the mic in is really good. So,
See, I never use mic in, so that wouldn't be a concern for
I mean,
me.
yeah, it's just some of those things that you've got to cover. Like sound cards are very useful, especially like if you're powering like 5.1 surround sound speakers or whatnot.
See, what I'm a fan of is having dedicated devices for doing dedicated things. I like to have a DAC amp because that is good for running headphones. I like to have a mixer amp because that is good for powering my microphone. I like to have a dedicated thing for each segment because I feel like that's how you get the best quality because you get something that's meant for doing that one thing and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just disagree with saying sound cards were useless. Like that's all. Like I thought sound cards do have a purpose. I mean, some of them, like don't get me wrong, some sound cards are terrible. They're a waste of money. But some sound cards are very good. That's all. That's just my thinking, you know.
Yes, and Wendell is a wizard. He's
man,
he's a thumping good wizard too.
Yeah, he knows a lot. So I'm not going to critique other tech channels though. I don't like doing it, to be honest.
There's nothing to critique about them because they're fucking great. They just do good shit.
Yeah. I mean, overall though, yeah. Like I think he's got a great channel. Like I said,
Wendell is a fountain of knowledge. I've never heard that guy like a topic come where that guy didn't know, like inside and out.
Yeah.
Like that guy just knows everything. It's like damn. It's like I'm jealous of his tech knowledge. I have a tech boner for Wendell.
He does know a lot. Hey, just about random things, like too. Like you hear him, like you go off on a tangent. It's like, wow, you know a lot about that topic. Yeah. Yeah, but let's get back to tech though. Tech question, because I mean on the stream we were like. Yeah, we were like swashing, bashing, or whatnot. We'll Linus critiquing.
I'll be honest and say that night on that stream, I was absolutely fucking wrecked. I don't know if you could tell, but I was fucking wrecked out of my mind.
Yeah, you had some medicine, yeah.
You couldn't tell?
Yeah,
I had a few drinks. I had a few cocktails before I came on the stream, so I was feeling pretty good. What was it? A Sunday? I think it was a Sunday night. I was feeling pretty toasty. I was having a good night, and then you just popped on. I was like, oh, okay, let's kick it.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. We did a good job of kicking that stream, eh? That was awesome.
See, sometimes I like to go on stream when I'm feeling like a good buzz, like I've had a few drinks or something like that. Like I have like a funner stream that way. But like I can't watch them back because if I watch them back, I'm just like, I just look so fucked up there. I was like, I just wonder if anyone knew, like I was drunk.
Well, like if I get drunk, man, we should do it. We should both go drunk. Like I'll start talking about philosophy and all this. Did Shakespeare really die or some crap? Like I'll go off on the most stupidest tangents ever.
You see, I would do a drunk TGW, but now I would live in fear of people thinking we were just trying to copy Jay and Jerry. It's like even though I've done drunk streams before, I did one for GTA 5 launch night, midnight launch. I was doing like shots every time I died. I polished off like an entire bottle of, I think I had Jim Beam. Yeah, I polished off an entire bottle of Jim Beam on stream.
Love Jim Beam, man. Yeah, it's freaking so good. I like Wild Turkey too.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I like bourbon.
Yeah, it's good, eh? So I'm just thinking, yeah, like if we got drunk on stream, I'd be just going off on like the stupidest tangents. Shakespeare's the leader of the Freemason, and he's still alive. And Tupac Shakur is in your closet.
If we got drunk, we couldn't even have topics. There could be no topics.
Yeah, it'd be stupid, man. We just be talking about the stupidest stuff.
See,
if people want to see it.
Another thing I was conceptualizing, as I often do, coming up with ideas. Is what I do. Know how we have the TGW set up right now, where we're on the left, and then we've got the news on the right there, taking up that whole right side. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what if we did if I streamed to my PC, my second PC, right? And we did two 16:9 windows over there, and we had the tech news, and at the same time, down below, playing a game. So we play games while we talk about tech and gaming. And I'll have a secondary keyboard set up for changing topics over here, and we'll be playing games in multiplayer, whatever. We could be playing Black Ops 3 beta, whatever. Just have that going right below. So we're playing games while we're talking tech.
Well, for me, it would just be like, okay, so what's the topic? Oh, yeah, okay, guys, they're releasing a monitor. It's $380. Yep, okay. Oh, damn, I died. Oh, shit. Like, it would be, it would just be complete, like, not even, like, I'd just be ignoring the viewer.
See, I could keep focused. I could flip a switch like that. I could do that. I know I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be playing terrible if I did that. Like I know I've tried to do that with like ex-girlfriends or whatever. You're on Skype, you're playing a game, and you're like, yeah. yeah, and you just you're just like but then they're like, are you listening? You've got to listen to me. And then you like stop playing the game and you're like, okay, so what's up? And then you just do terrible, like you start dying at the game.
Yep.
So it's like that is one of the biggest struggles, I reckon, if you've got a girl on the Skype on the other line and you're trying to play a game.
Yeah, because girls are very distracting. You're like, I want to tell you to shut up, but I also want to fuck you later. So this is a tough one right now, and I really want to finish this game too. And I'm trying to shuffle back and forth. Would you just shut the fuck up? Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
Are you listening to me? Yeah. Yeah, it's just like this perpetual yeah. Yeah. Just like,
all right,
you
man.
just hear, you just hear the keyboard mashing and the freaking mouse mashing in the background.
Well,
Yeah.
it is it's 8:10 p.m. and this is the time I told myself I have to get off because I have to leave at 8:30 because I'm going out with a couple friends. So yeah,
Yep.
I gotta get off tonight. So we have to cut it a little short of 2 hours. We 2 hours is not like a mandatory thing. It's just something we've been doing because Brian's on vacation. It's going to be getting cut back soon. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know how we're going to cut it back. I don't know how it's going to happen.
I don't know how we're going to do it either. We're going to have to rush through the topics because I do like the free talk at the end too. I like answering the comments and stuff like that. It's really cool. So, yeah, like Michael said in the comments, he did the test. Like the onboard audio though is phenomenal. Like onboard audio is phenomenal nowadays. It's come a long way. It's just that, like, yeah, sound cards are still, like I said, with the Zonar DGX, still extremely useful. Like, you've got a great mic input or whatever. Midget porn or tranny porn, what's better, Joker? Last question we'll take.
Tranny porn.
I haven't seen either, so I don't know.
Liar. You haven't you haven't seen Bailey J? Come on.
No, I haven't.
Oh god, you look at Bailey J.
Okay, I will.
We should bring up Bailey J in the stream. If we want to get Bailey, we should get Bailey J in as a guest. We'll hit up Ed Norton. We'll get her on as a guest. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Brian's lost right now. He's like, whatever. Yeah.
No, I'm just reading a comment. Since SLI Crossfire does not use the memory of the second card, what do you think about them coming out with the card without memory at a lower cost?
It does use the memory. It uses
it
uses the memory to render its frame. They're alternating frames, so each card has its memory to use on the frame that it's rendering at that time.
Yeah, which makes up the total of being the same, like 3 points. So if you got two 970s, even though they both got 3.5 gig, it can only use.
It's mirrored.
Yeah, it's mirrored exactly. So you can't.
But yeah, I got to go though, man. So let's wind this down. So we'll.
All right, guys. I will catch. We'll adios for another, possibly a random stream in between. I don't know if Joker's doing it and I pop on. It'll just happen to be. But thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome, and yeah, that's all from me.
We'll catch you next time. Ta-ra.
Yeah, ta-ra.
He did it. He said ta-ra.